By the end of the video, you will know how much money a potential employer can pay for you for the role you applied for, so you don't get lowballed in the tech industry. Understanding how much a company's budget is for each role is super important. So let's talk about different ways that you can gather information or different websites that you can use to gather this information about a respective role and a company about their budget. 1. Glassdoor.com. One website that many of us might be familiar of is glassdoor.com. So you can simply search for the company that you're trying to look for. Example, Google here. So you can click on salaries and you can find the salary range for an employer is paying for each role. Here you can see 16 lakhs, some 19 lakhs for senior software engineer. These are just average pays. These are not total compensation. I don't think this is including stocks as well. I'm sure if you include in stocks and bonuses, it might be much more than this. And you would also be able to see the rating that a company gets. And but I feel that Glassdoor.com, I think every company somehow tries to manipulate the number of ratings that you can get. Glassdoor ratings are a little so you can't really trust the Glassdoor rating as much as you can trust other websites, which I'm going to show you. The next website which I have is Blind. So I've made a video about this, about getting free referrals, so you can check the video out. You can check the video out on how to get free referrals using Blind in the description. So using Blind as well, you can get their compensation details of what people are trying to share. But this is kind of a platform where people share their salaries, so take it with a grain of salt. I mean, some people might be faking their offers or for some reason, but that's quite low. But you should always take an average of multiple different numbers. So what you can do is you can simply search for, let's say, Google salary, let's say L3, for L3 position. Yeah, right. So this is completely anonymous. So this is one of the posts that I saw on Blind where a person is asking how much salary you should expect or the salary ranges. So people share, and these are real employees from Google that shares the salary ranges. So this data can be validated in some way because you do know that people who are working at Google are sharing this compensation numbers, but you don't know who is sharing it. It can be a HR, it can be a manager, it can be anyone. So also you can take this with a grain of salt, but try to take in as much data points as you can, and you can find out an estimate overall. You can also look at other articles similar to this, L3 expected salary, but most of the posts are from the US, but there are also a couple of posts from India as well. So you can use this as a reference to check for Indian salaries as well. So there's multiple good posts on Blind that you can refer. So one of them is India TC. TC stands for total compensation, by the way. So yeah, this is one good post called TC Progression India. So people just share their salary progression per year from their career. But be mindful, because don't try to compare salaries because everyone's background is really different. Going back to topic, the third website is levels.fyi. Now this website is something that I personally prefer, that is a good website to use to refer the salaries. It can be anywhere globally. It can work in India or anywhere. It's primarily based for the US again, but it can also work for India because there's a lot of salaries of Indian software engineers that are currently present here. You can check the salary. The median compensation here is showing 30 lakhs. This is based on all the data that people have given to levels.fyi. So you can have multiple filters here, like new grad, mid-level. You can sort it by compensation. You can see which company is paying how much, But again, this data is given by people. Make sure that you take the average of multiple data points. So there might be outliers where people make mistakes, where they add an extra zero. But if you see a lot of posts, like you can see Google L5, there's multiple posts, you can take an average of those and know, you can take the average of those 5 or 6 posts and understand what's the best number that you can come up with. But that being said, I think while negotiation, you should always give a salary number which is quite close to the maximum salary or they have given before, and see the highest paying companies based on country. So let's say I'll pick India, software engineer level 1. I've picked India and the role is software engineer. So for entry level engineering, you can see that these numbers are based on USD, but you can do a quick conversion into 75 or 77, whatever the current rate for the USD is. So you can see that these are the top employers or top paying employers in India. So you can have a look here as well, and you can target the companies that you're currently looking for based on the compensation you're looking for. So you don't need to waste time applying for companies that does not match your requirements. Another point that I want to make out here is don't just look at the company, do make sure that you also look at the title name. So if you look at Atlassian is P3. So for P3 role, you would get this level of compensation. For other companies like Oracle, IC2, for the specific level IC2, this is what you're going to get. For VMware MTS2, this is what you're going to get. If you get MTS1, then that salary range would be different, but it depends. I'm not sure if VMware has an MTS1 role, but do make sure that you know what is your role so that you understand what is the level. Do make sure that you understand what role you're applying for so that you can negotiate well the salary range and you don't take the salary ranges for a different level where you would not be able to negotiate well in that scenario and your expectations might be high. So do make sure that you talk to the recruiter and understand what is the role that they are offering. Majority of the time, if you try to interview for senior levels, they will not disclose what level they are trying to interview for, and they would just say based on performance. So keep an open mind and be prepared that you might get down leveled. So do make sure that you understand what is the levels and what are the salaries that they are offered for each level for the current company that you're interviewing for. So it's just an extra tip. And the last website is something that everyone might be more familiar with, LeadCode, because this is a website where you can use to prepare for your interview questions by solving problems. And there's also a discuss section, which is pretty good. And like, this is what LeadCode is quite famous for, because there's a lot of community support here. People are really kind and help each other out. And there are various sections here in the discussion forum. So you can click on compensation and you can simply search for the company that you're trying to search for. Let's say you want to look at L4 for Bangalore. So you can click on this, and there's a good format that LeadCode has decided. Not everyone follows it, but most of the people do follow it. So you can see how much years of experience they have, what's the date of the offer, company, and especially the stocks, and how much stocks that they can get over a period of 4 years. So you can see the yearly compensation 64 lakhs. So this is a pretty good offer, personally speaking. But anyway, you can look at different posts as well. You can look at Amazon as well. Yeah. Mostly people will be anonymous. They don't really specify who they are. So you can see this guy got from Amazon Pay SD1, Bangalore location. You can see the total compensation is 24 lakhs for the first year. So this is also a really good data point that you can add for your research so that you can negotiate well. If you think I've missed anything out, do let me know in the comment section below. And among these couple of websites, do let me know which is your favorite website, if you have used them before, or which website did you like the most. Thanks for watching.